Hey guys, it's me again. Another distilling day. Today I'm going to be distilling some bourbon. As you can see, I've got my usual setup. 20-liter boiler, boiling chips in there, condenser, water in, water out, etc. As I said before, it's really windy today, so if you can't hear me, I'm sorry. And I hope my flame doesn't get blown out like last time. I'm trying to pick a sheltered spot, but I don't know if it's really going to work. So, yeah. I just turned it on now, so it'll take a few minutes for it to heat up. But we'll come back when it starts to get its first run, and I'll show you where the 4 shots and head come off. Cheers. Okay guys, as you can see, I've just built a wall because it's so damn windy, it keeps blowing out my flame. So yeah, I had to reignite it a few times, even though it's on like full flame. I'm just waiting for it to get up to temperature now. It's at about 35 degrees Celsius. I need to wait for it to get up to 70, 75, and then we should start getting some runs. As you can see, it works pretty well. Yeah. The mash inside this container here is at about 14.7%, 14.5. Measured it with my hydrometer just down there, and hopefully at the end of this run, after I take off the heads and everything, I should end up with about just under 4.5 liters, around about 42% spirit. And then we'll redistillate that to clean it up, and then I'll run it through the carbon filters and stuff. And then after that, I'm going to age it on some toasted oak chips for about 3 to 4 weeks, maybe a month, just over a month. And then we should have some nice toasted, slightly caramel hints, some good color bourbon. So yeah, start filming again when we get our first runs. Okay, again guys, we're almost at temperature. It's about 69 degrees Celsius now. We're about 6 degrees away, and if you're lucky, if this camera's good enough, you might be able to see just down here, almost in that porthole there. We're starting to get our first drips. Don't worry about those ones, that's just water leaking out of the condenser, but these ones out of this pipe here. Yeah, in our first trips, and that'll be our 4 shots in our heads, which we want to throw away. So we'll probably throw away our first 250 mils there, and that'll be things like your unwanted alcohols like acetone, methanol, ethyl alcohol, that kind of stuff. Stuff that, like, you know, potentially could make you blind or kill you. So just have to carefully adjust our temperature and watch it like a hawk. And for the next little bit, until we collect our 4.5 liters or so of spirit, we should be good, and start filming when we get a good stream of heads. And then from there, we'll do another film when we do the stream of middles. So we go 4 shots heads, we'll throw that away. We go hearts, and that's what we'll collect. And we won't even do a tails. I might do. Yeah. So yeah. We're just about our sweet spot temperature now, and as you can see, we're getting some good drips. This is just the heads, 4 shots and heads we're cutting off here. So I'm not even at 50 mils yet, so this is all the bad stuff we're taking off. But as you can see from the drip rate, actually going pretty well. To about 2 drips a second. That's not bad, but when we get to about the hearts, we probably want to slow that down to about 1 drip a second. So if you do a hard boil, you get like a hard spirit. It's not that great. But hopefully if we don't have a slightly boiled over like last time, we don't have anything bad coming through the condenser and cloud up our spirit. But yeah, should be good. So when this run is finished, we should about throw away the first, I recommend about throw away the first 50 mils, 4 shots if you have a 20-liter mash. This is only a 15-liter mash, so but I'm going to throw away the 4 shots in the heads in one go. So I'm going to throw away about probably about 200 mils, 250 mils, and then we should collect the rest of it on top of that. So yeah, we'll start filming again when we're about to throw this stuff away. So we've nearly collected our full 250 mils worth of heads here. Good night. And I'm just going to swap it over in a minute.
Nice boy. What are you doing? Oh yeah, hi man.
Hi Nick.
1. Now we should be collecting our hearts. So that's a full 250 mils worth of heads there. And that's going to go to my little fuels. Do not drink this horrible stuff. Cool. The hearts and the spirit. I just collected the heads and I put them in my little fuels jar. I'm not going to drink that, that's horrible stuff, but I will find another use for it, like stripper or burn it with something else. Whatever. Yeah, now we should collect about 4 liters worth of spirit. And that would be the good stuff. Getting a good stream of the hearts now. Nice stream, just making sure the wind isn't blowing it all over the place, as you can see. Yeah. Just gotta keep on, see if the flame's still going, and make sure that the water's staying nice and cool so we get a good condense. The temperature is around about 85 degrees, which for this still is around about the sweet spot. So running it good. Again, I gotta battle with the flame and the wind, so I might have to, you know, turn it off if it gets too hot and let it cool down and then restart it again. But hopefully I won't. A cool little boundary here. Keep me stable. Yeah. Once we get about halfway with the hearts here, we'll make another film, and then I might have to go get my big growler and stick it in there. So, unfortunately, I broke my measuring cylinder. Frickin' wind blew it over. Pissed off about that, but I'll try my best to get a good percentage reading. Yeah. When we get halfway, I'm gonna handle the video. And now we've almost collected about 500 mils. Actually, I've done this a lot faster than the last time I did it. I have a lot stronger mash, I have a lot more mash. And now, just going to cool down my condenser. Hopefully you'll be able to see it stream a little more. So that fill to the rim. And back down. Check out my heat temperature. About 84, 83.5 degrees. And for this still is right about sweet spot. And should start streaming real soon. As you can see, we're getting a good drip rate off there. Real good. Mean stream. Not even cloudy. So we're having a good little distillation in there. Make sure it's not. There we go. Sweet. Cool. Start filming again when I get close to 2 liters. Cool, so we're almost at a liter here. Just fearing for the weather because it looks quite over. Hopefully, be able to. It's still quite a high proof. On about 42% still. That's what it tastes. Yeah, it's got to keep the water cool. It's warming up. Keep that flame going because the wind keeps blowing it out. But we're still at a sweet spot, around about 80-85 degrees. Yeah. If it does start to rain, I have to use this umbrella. The only thing is, if I use the umbrella, the wind's still going, it's going to act like a freaking parachute and blow everything over. But yeah, fingers crossed if we get this whole thing done. I've got my growler, which I'm going to put everything into. Funnel into there, put my oat chips in there, and age that for about 4 weeks. Yeah. If the weather holds up, that is. So we've already collected the hearts here. It's about a third of my growler. It's only a 5 liter growler. Should be about 2 liters in there. my hearts, and right now I'm basically collecting the tails. I should get another 2 liters or so. It'll be a bit weaker, and the alcohols will start to change. We'll go from ethanol to probably more of a propanol, rubbing alcohol, things like that. But what we will do is we'll redistill this batch, and then we'll run it all through scrubbers, the carbon filters. I got a rough scrubber which I'll run it through twice. I've got a few fine scrubbers, really fine finishing carbon, that I'll run through twice as well. The only thing that I want to be careful of is losing my flavor if I run it through the carbon too much. So I'm going to have to test it every time I run it through, see if it's good, and then hopefully at least up to here with the finished product, and add our toasted oak chips, and then I'll let that sit for a couple of weeks and hopefully flavor it. So, yeah. I don't know how much more I'm going to collect of this. It's almost over. It's starting to heat up. Probably collecting more water than ethanol now. So, yeah. We'll make another film when we start redistilling. Cheers. So now we finally moved aside, and my tails have gone into my little water distiller here, and I will distill those over again. But when I measured the strength of the tails, it was like around about 40%, and then when I got up to about 1.5 liters, it was just under. It was about 38%. And the stuff in here, my hearts, is it says it's 50 proof, but only because I broke my goddamn measuring cylinder. I'm always breaking stuff. It's pissing me off. The hydrometer goes right to the bottom. It goes clink, and it just sits around about 50. So I'm guessing it's probably a little bit stronger, but hopefully I have enough room to be able to blend it and hopefully come out with, I wanted 42%, but now that I think about it, I think 37, 38 is round about perfect. Plus I'll get more of it. It's perfect for a bourbon.